You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV's American Idol After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's American Idol After Show.
All right, Idol Nation, what is up? We're bringing the fuel, we're bringing you the fire, we're bringing you what you desire. What is up? We're ready today.
Oh man, did you prepare that?
No, just like right now. Seriously, thanks.
Oh, keep going, keep going.
All right, everybody, we know that Bing is for doing, and what are we doing? We're doing another after show for AFTERBUZZ TV. This is American Idol Season 11, Episode 33. As always, I'm JC, and joined always by my main man, that's right, Mr. Mark Allen. What is up, Mark?
Yo, what is the haps on the daps?
Uh-oh,
what's going on?
We're getting some Randy. We are becoming more like Randy as...
Well, you can't avoid it. You just have to, you just embrace it.
Yeah,
we go on.
We're making no sense at all, but it sounds cool if we just had like a colorful jacket and a pretty flower on our...
You know where you could buy a colorful jacket?
Where?
If you went on Amazon.com.
Oh.
But before you did, if you went to AFTERBUZZ TV and then clicked on the Amazon banner and then buy your jacket, then you get, AFTERBUZZ TV gets a little kickback. It's good for us. It's good for everybody.
Oh, heck yeah. That's perfect. I'm
Need
serious.
a new jacket.
Keeps our lights on. Remember, that's the theme. We want to keep our lights on, and we want to keep you guys entertained. As well, just make sure if you're listening to us on iTunes, make sure to comment, subscribe, tell a friend, because that too keeps our lights on, because we do the show for you because we're super fans just like you guys. And everyone in chat roll, make sure you're hitting us up. Remember to call us at 424-256-1729.
Absolutely.
Wow, that was a lot of...
I know.
We can see... Get interactive, folks, because we are.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, we got, people watching, people on the West Coast, on the East Coast, we got Jim Rimmel in Michigan I made stay up.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
It's global. AFTERBUZZ is getting global, guys.
That's right.
Well, as always, we always start with a little bit of a recap. So we'll keep it short and sweet because I think this one's we've kind of known this one for a while. So
yeah. It's not like we were hoping for it.
No.
Because everybody's great at this point. But it was inevitable.
My girl had to go.
She did.
She was my favorite from way back from the beginning of the show. And
the good thing about this is maybe she can get a head start and work on that album. Because I think solo singer-songwriter with a twist is her genre. Anyways, that rock and roll, she can, that's where she's gonna soar. In this competition, she fell a little short, but come on, 6. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, no, she wasn't voted off for having a bad voice. Exactly. And we're talking about Elise Testone.
Oh, yes.
For those people just clicking in, Elise had the voice, had it in spades, but she just isn't unfortunately what the demo wants, what America really wants. I mean, America does want her. I'm sure she's going to have a huge fan base. Her voice is insane, but the people that watch Idol, they don't necessarily go that way. Crystal Bowersox was probably the last person like that, that had that Janis Joplin thing going on.
You love her.
Who, Crystal Bowersox?
Yeah. It's just that's the top reference. If we count, if I had $1,000 for every, wait a second, that's not how the quote goes. I'd have probably 5,000.
Way to finish strong. Way to finish strong, Mark. No, okay, all right. Well,
but no, I agree. I agree with you.
Yeah, okay. Let me ask a question here. Now, she was the oldest contestant this season. She's 28, and do you see maybe next season maybe possibly changing the age range? Because look at everyone else that's left. No one's really. Who's the oldest aside from Elise?
Probably Philip, right?
And he's maybe what, early 20s? Probably 22.
Something like that.
Yeah. Like when we saw the girls tonight, it was 16, 17, 18.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
And then you got 20-year-old Joshua, and then however old Philip Phillips is. But so that's the cutoff. Is 28 the cutoff?
28 is the cutoff.
Right. So this is the last shot for her. But you're saying they're going to change it, keep it down a little bit?
Maybe they should lower it. I mean,
I don't think that it's necessary to lower it because I mean, you never know.
It's an unfair advantage, don't you think, to like the older contestants? I mean, if it was outside of Elise, who else was there in her age range throughout the season? If you can think, if anyone at home knows, give us a call. Just hit us up. Let us know who else. Like maybe all I can think of is Adam Brock.
Yeah, I guess so.
And Adam, you know, in his late 20s.
I don't think it's an unfair advantage. I think it's cool. I think one of the reasons that they won't do it is because that last chance or that last, you know, like those stories that they thrive for at the beginning of the season. You got some of those, you know,
okay, all right.
twists and turns. But I mean, I don't know. The young one's bringing it, man.
Yeah, they are. They're bringing the heat. And who we got in the back? I forgot to say hello to a person running the board.
What's happening? I was online. I was trying to find the Jennifer Lopez, Enrique Iglesias tickets, so I wasn't really. Sorry, I was multitasking, but I'm just excited because she's gonna be on tour, and I went to the last one, so there you go.
Once again, Ronnie and his unrequited love for J-Lo.
As everybody should be. You should always go see her show regardless, no matter what. Just go see it. It's fun, and just do it. And I'll get all my tickets and everything and my clothes for that show through Amazon, but not through regular Amazon, through AfterBuzz TV.
Bingo.
The banner on the top right. I can't sing, but I can sing talk. Okay.
No, wait. We're truly getting self-indulgent here, Ronnie. Did you catch what Mark just did? That was awesome.
About what?
He went bingo.
We're good. Yeah, we are good.
Tying it all in. I'm telling you.
That's it. The lights are on.
Yeah. Yes. Wow.
All of them.
The lights are a little brighter now.
That's
yes,
right.
They're
Thank
kicking
you.
in some more money. Thank you, Amazon. No, but now, yeah. So Elisa's gone, and now we're down to the top 5.
Yep. It's everybody is bringing it tonight.
It is
Everybody.
Yes, and let's start right off the bat. We usually go boys, girls, but right now we're down to the nitty gritty.
Let's jump into it.
Do it.
Yeah.
Start with Holly.
She brought it tonight.
Yes.
And that's the one thing that, here for me, and what they were kind of talking about too, I agree with them a lot. This is, being the top 5, anybody can win it.
Right.
And anybody can peak at the right moment because they don't get rollover minutes. You know what I'm saying? So it's like not all those votes that they got in the past. It doesn't matter if they come out and just blow your mind now. Like Holly, she brought it tonight. Like her first performance was went the 60s. She did the River Deep Mountain High.
Right.
And I didn't like it as much as the judges. The judges were just floored, but. I don't know, with the big band, and she was kind of working it a little bit, and there was nothing wrong with her vocals, but I just preferred her second song, which I thought was perfect with for the British pop songs, "Bleeding Love," Leona Lewis.
Right.
I just thought that was the perfect transition from doing like a little bit more of a rock 60s like big band dancing song, and then bring it down. And I was hoping she was gonna make it intimate, and she did. Just sitting on the piano and. You got to see how much her voice is an instrument. It's just ridiculous how, like they talked about before, there's these singers that can sing everything that are, technically good singers, and then there's singer-songwriters. Her being obviously a huge range singer, she just I was just blown away by the second song. I mean, she tripped up maybe once or twice, but with those intimate songs, you get to see those every little thing. But when she went up in those huge notes,
right,
I was blown away.
Which is Holly's specialty, is the big notes. She's usually the champ of the final note of the night.
She definitely did. Well, she had to run for money on a couple other performers tonight. But what did you think? I mean,
okay, the neat thing about us is that we do differ in opinion, and I think that's what makes a great show. And obviously, this is not going to be one of those times because I actually agree with you.
Yeah, do you? I mean, which song did you like better for her?
She actually brought it completely. Because I've been railing her for weeks, just like thinking, I'm not feeling. I think she should have been taken off maybe 2-3 weeks ago. I was always calling her being the one being booted off.
Right. Yeah.
I am so glad that she stayed.
Yeah.
Absolutely. She was I thought she was phenomenal tonight. I was like, who is this? Yep. The first song, I agree with you as well, and even in the little things we're agreeing here, that maybe I was swept away in the production of the first song. It was so big.
Yeah, it was.
It seemed very X Factor.
Which were a lot of them were today, because the 60s, a lot of big band stuff.
Right.
Those went out with the horns and everything.
Right.
The dancing and the Tina Turner.
Yeah. So. The production was great, and I loved her confidence.
Yeah.
And you could tell that she actually, the last few weeks, it seems like she was just fighting for survival. Now she's fighting because she wants to win it.
Yeah.
And she thinks she can win it. And I think the public is starting to feel the same because America loves an underdog.
Absolutely.
And why
we
not?
we have a couple dark horses in this last 5, but yeah, she definitely has a chance now. I mean, a lot of these people, it seemed like since Colton was thrown out a couple weeks ago, now it feels like, okay, if he can go, then anybody can go. So
Right.
it's every week, it's week to week now.
It's like all bets are off, basically. And now with Holly, what was that last thing I was going to say? There was one thing I wrote down. I thought she had the best song in round 1. I really did. I thought she was the best, and that's weird. It was refreshing,
Right?
Because we've been doing this for so many. We know what Joshua brings. We know Jessica and all the tricks tricks, just the talents that they have in their vocal range. But just to see Holly, just like, whoa,
Finally come through.
Yes,
because she's always been missing something, and it looks like she's finding it.
She is. So I don't think she's gonna go home. Every week I always say she's going home. I'm not giving predictions, but I'm just saying I don't think she's gonna go home.
All right.
And that's going out on a limb because she's always in the bottom 3.
Always.
Yeah. For some reason I think she's gonna stay. I really do. But touching on Bleeding Love, the beginning, that first verse, she gave me goosebumps, and I was like, wait.
Yeah.
No, Holly's giving me goosebumps.
I was
What?
chilled the whole song. The whole song, I was just like, just chilled out.
If you guys
Put
are
on my
watching,
gloves.
Mark's about to pass out here.
Yeah, but just the whole song and just the whole thing. The whole thing was just, she connected with it, and I thought it was the perfect song for her to do.
It's refreshing because, like you said, people are falling in their slots, for weeks. Like you said about Colton, once Colton left, it opened it up. But there's always still your Jessicas, your Phillips. Holly was always like, and there's Holly.
Yeah. She can sing, but she just can't sing. She just can't connect.
It's the growth. And I even wrote down, imagine her 5 years from now, once she gets that life experience.
Just performing on the road and stuff like that. So.
Maybe
Ooh, man,
who knows?
look
Maybe
out.
she can be that Celine Dion and that dream of her. She probably wants to perform in Vegas like Celine does at Caesars and have those year-long engagements, and she's on her way. I mean, just keep that fighter spirit that you have, and what's neat about it is, like, we know Skylar's the fighter.
Yeah.
Everyone's out. She's a fighter. Well, Holly, she's like,
Yeah, she hasn't given up yet.
she's the fighter, but she doesn't even tell you about it. You're like, oh, snap.
Yeah, exactly.
So-
She's not as in your face, a little shy.
Right, and did you notice that the judges actually were backpedaling on their, because they've been criticizing Holly for weeks.
Right,
now.
yeah. And I think everybody thought in the back of their mind, like, okay, she's gonna eventually go. Like, it's either her or Elise,
Right.
her or Elise. That's what I was thinking for like the last 3 weeks. And there wasn't knocking her, saying she was a bad singer, but they even brought that up too today. They're like, you deserve to be here, and they were backpedaling, like, oh no, and don't get me wrong, we wanted you, we thought you should be here the whole time. No, you didn't.
Oh, they were so
No,
even
you
crow.
didn't. But I mean, she obviously has a great voice, and she's striving at the right point in the whole competition, because the top 5, it doesn't even, nothing matters now. It's just you go out and you try to win it every night.
She's peaking. She's starting to peak, and at the perfect time. 4 weeks left. So,
Yep.
Speaking of peaking, let's move on to Skylar, who I think she's been on the crest for a few weeks now. We gave her vocal bouquets, and it was neat. Even on YouTube, some people were actually disagreeing with us. I don't know, with her Jason Aldean song.
Right, yeah.
And that's great. I love to hear that feedback, guys. That's awesome. We beg to differ. Let us differ. No, but for me, Skylar tonight, I'm gonna hear it from America. I did not feel her as much. I did not. Yes, I that first song, especially the first song,
Really?
the CCR song, the
Fountain, Fortunate Son.
Clearwater and Revival. That's a tongue twister for me to say. I just, for some reason, I like the beginning, and it's to the point now where if they mess up even on a small part of the song, I'm so focused on it now, because it's right now everyone that's left, they're perfect. They're great. They're stars. There's no chance you can't mess up anymore. I'm sorry. I'm becoming Simon here. And the middle, she lost me.
Really?
The run in the middle, and then at the end, and you can bust me on this, she went to her Skylar scream, and it didn't work for me tonight.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know. I honestly, I know. Power up. If we have like a power up like effect in the back, that'd be awesome. But no. Just, I know like Philip Phillips does things to his song. They all have their own signature,
Right, yeah.
like move. for some reason, I didn't buy Skylar's. For some reason tonight, and I even wrote, I know she's what America wants, but the screaming almost felt a little self-indulgent for me.
I don't know. I couldn't disagree with you more, because here's what before I was saying, okay, there's gonna be the top 4, and I think she's gonna get third. I was like, I don't think she can win it. She's a country artist. She's gonna have the country backing. She's been getting better and better and better and better. This time in the first song is the first time that I thought she could win this.
Really?
I thought, just because like she has the voice and she has the character that people fall in love with,
right? And
she was just up there having a blast, because that's what kind of the 60s were about, with the dancing and the band and whatever. And she was just belting out these, like just flawless runs and stuff like that. For me at least, and I just felt like she was in her element. In the part, like I think where she lost you, when she kind of was, she went across the stage and was kind of high-fiving everybody down low, and then she was kind of dancing on her way back.
Okay.
I just felt like she was working the crowd. She was singing great, and then she was just in it, just having a blast, like you're at her concert, which I always love.
Right.
And just being this close to the end, I felt like she could finally. I felt like she could win this. And that was the first song, which I liked her first song better than her second.
Okay.
But the second song was almost there for me. It was like we were in her music video with like the bench thing that they were making fun of with the couple on the thing. You don't have to say you love me. But I just felt like she had great vocals there. She kind of made it like a country song too. And the last note in that song was just crazy too for me. I was blown away by her today, because out of all the, Philip Phillips has his style, but he's not as in your face, or like, I don't feel like he's as memorable as far as his personality goes. And her personality outshines everybody, I think. And then with her vocals and her performance and having fun up there, it's like you're drawn into her.
Okay.
Or I am drawn into her. You're not at all.
No. Okay. Now I was just touching on her first song. The second song. Mm-hmm. I actually liked it.
Yeah,
I liked it. I really did. So I'm just saying, I don't know if I'm just being so nitpicky now.
Right, yeah, which is,
you have to.
Yeah,
I mean, now it's because what's going to separate them now? They're so evenly matched that the slightest little screw up for me is going to count now.
Right. Yeah.
It's a win in time.
Mm-hmm.
And the second song, I even wrote. I felt I was being a little biased, or I just had some prejudice against her, because I was ready to write her off. Mm-hmm. That's what I wrote. But then. That I like the second song better than the first, so we disagree again.
Da, 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 da.
And the whole,
write that down.
Yes, the whole park thing, but and once again for me, the middle was the weakest part on that song, but the end was spectacular.
Yeah.
So for me, just tonight, her middles were like muddled for me.
I think it came for me saying the second song was better. It was more about song choice, that I just preferred the first song, just the style of it. But I thought they were both just really good. I just feel like she's in her element. She comes out, and just how they were saying, like, it feels like J-Lo was talking about, it feels like they're holding her back, and then, all right, go out there and get them.
Right.
But in the second song, she was more, calm and I don't know. She just works it out for me, and like, I think that she can win this now.
Okay, all right. Well, you've been saying, but I thought
I never thought before I didn't think she could win it. I thought she could do very well.
Right.
And with her getting better and better each week, I felt like third place was her fitting spot, and I felt like that was. I thought she deserved fourth, but I thought she would get third, just because of how America votes and how I thought being strategic.
So you think,
try to call it, but I also said Colton was going first, so I don't know what I'm talking about.
So you think Fortune Son or Fortune was better than Wind Beneath My Wings a few weeks ago?
No, I don't think that.
So that's interesting. So you think, but that's a song you thought that you think she can win it because of that song.
Yeah.
Yet you still think Wind Beneath My Wings was better.
I still think, I think that song was better, just because just the point in time in the competition, I felt like this with her personality and just her having fun up there. I just feel like she owns it now. Mm-hmm. Where before it was like she was fighting to win it, but I never until this point I finally feel like she actually could. Before, I mean, I don't know. It was like, wow, that's a great performance, but it wasn't as consistent. But now that she's been growing each week,
you're feeling it.
Yeah. Maybe it just took a few weeks for me to say like, oh, okay, maybe she can. Maybe before it was just a little bit too early,
right? And
I wasn't convinced all the way. But
adding to your point for you here for sure is in the middle where I was muddled in the first song. Mm-hmm. you did bring up the fact that she was, running to the other side of the stage.
Yeah.
And of course, unless you're Usher or MJ or someone like that, running across the stage and still keeping your vocal tone and pitch perfect,
Right, yeah.
it's a hard thing to do.
Yeah, it is.
So I should give her a pass on it, and I won't.
You can't.
But I won't. No, but now let's move on. I guess is speaking of pitch and my fave, and I'm bringing up pitch for a reason, Philip Phillips.
Okay, I'm gonna let you start just because
You let me start?
I love him too, but I'm gonna let you start.
I'm gonna start backwards because I'll finish with the letter, but I definitely want to talk about time of the season with the Zombies.
Okay.
I didn't like the song.
You didn't like it?
No, absolutely not.
Why not?
Absolutely, I hated it, and I've never hated anything of
It was
Philip Phillips.
I hated it too. It was,
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just that falsetto, and it felt like he didn't even like it.
Was he on pitch?
I don't-
When he was
well-
going high, it seemed
Well,
like
you
he
saw
was
at the very
struggling.
beginning. The very beginning, he took out his ear
I missed
piece.
that.
Yeah, which so he had it in for the first like couple seconds, and then he realized he couldn't. He didn't want to keep it in. So maybe that was part of it. But I mean, maybe we had to be there because they kind of liked it. Whatever. I mean, I liked the song, but not for him. I didn't like the song. And they're saying, "Oh, you can sing the melody," but I kind of wish he wouldn't have. I don't know. He just lost me, and it just felt like it just wasn't a song for him, and he wasn't enjoying it. And after it, he kind of felt like, and he might have had a bad performance,
Right.
It might have been the ear thing, and it kind of threw him off, and then he just couldn't connect with the chorus, which happens, but he dropped it for me.
Absolutely. I think if he's ever going to be in trouble, because, if you look at, Vote for the Worst, the white guy with guitar, they're going for season 5 and making Philip Phillips the winner and things like that. If he's in trouble any week, it's going to be this week.
I agree with you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This song, it was, for me, I think he struggled to hit the high notes, and it was maybe it was a
Which
tale.
is hard to hit anyways. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not an easy song, but
He was contorting into it. He's doing his Philip Phillips
Yeah.
face, like, and just maybe if you just focused on the face and didn't listen to the vocals, I'm sure half of America's 14-year-old girls are like, "Oh, he's so cute."
Yeah.
They were swooning with that. But if you listen to it, it was a train wreck. I even wrote train wreck, and I hate saying it's my boy.
Yeah, like I know if he would have changed it up and not sang the melody, I think they would have they've been like, oh yeah, well we already know you can do that. Let's see you do something else. Well, it's with that song, it was a lose for me.
Maybe it was the spirit of Elise. Oh, because in the background it was tie-dye.
was.
And I was like, oh no, that's
is
like
kinda- yeah.
that's Elise juju. Oh no, man,
Yeah,
it's gonna mess him up.
It just
And
didn't match up. And I kind of like when he was singing, like, and then he had the 3 background singers on to his right. It just seemed like they were kind of like worried about him too. Like, what can we do to help him?
what were the judges thinking? Seriously, I thought it was horrible critique because they loved it. I mean, like you said,
Yeah,
were they listening to something else? But no, I mean, I don't understand how that song could have been good. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it wasn't a song like, if it is a slow song and you're gonna go up with the falsetto, make it a love song or make it something that's gonna,
Right.
It's the time of the season. Why? Because the seasons are changing now. We're like, oh my God, you're right. No, I do kind of feel like throat hurts because it's hot to cold. But no, it just. I don't know. The only best part of the song is "What's your name? Who's your daddy?" That's the part that everybody loves, and I was like, oh yeah, that's a cool part.
A great man once told me to stay in your lane.
Mm-hmm.
And he says that. You know who that man is?
Yeah.
It's you.
Oh yeah. I said that.
You've said that all season, and I'm starting to believe it now. As we're getting to the finals, they all need to start. It's the time of experimentation is over.
Yeah.
It's done, and they need to stay in their lane. And that's why the letter, his first song for me was more Philip Phillips.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, it was.
He stayed in his lane.
And he rocked it. I mean, it did sound very Dave Matthews-y, which it usually does. And I mean, I guess it's been a tough couple weeks for me for his choices of songs. Because like last week when he did the Dave Matthews Band song, I was like, maybe he should have did that like way before, or did like, if you're gonna do a DMB song now, like do Crash or something that not a song that not everybody knows. But if you're gonna do that, establish that early or something.
Right.
So now if he's doing this kind of stuff, and I just don't agree with it. But for his first song tonight, I felt like it was him. He was in the zone. He was having fun, and it really worked for me.
You notice, actually, I looked over to you, and we're both bobbing our heads.
Because like sometimes he does a song like that, and it's like the production is too crazy and it's too big. But with this one, it felt like it was a perfect balance.
Yeah, no, he had a great run. He Philip Phillips'd it and stayed in his lane. All the key phrases, but you know what? He just rocked. He rocked. He jammed. I loved it. He was one of my round one. I loved him. He and Holly were my favorites out of round one. But that second song, I don't know what's okay. What do you think? We're going by what should we judge more? How good his first song was, or just how bad that second song was? Ronnie, what do you think? Just kidding. Just kidding.
I always go with I go with the positive.
Okay, there we go.
Because everybody has a bad song or bad. It's not easy, as we know. Because if you made it this far, a lot of things went your way. You obviously are very talented. So I'm gonna, I give him a pass. But is America gonna give him a pass? Like, are all those websites that are pushing for him gonna help him more? I mean, I think he's gonna need it. But
well, don't worry. We're gonna check something at the end of the show. We're gonna find out just how good he's doing.
Yes, we have to check that.
Yes, and it's gonna be up to the second. So we're getting rid of the Zabba search, but we've got something that tends to predict who's gonna go home and who's gonna stay. So stay tuned for that. But now let's move into someone who did get sent home, but was saved.
Yes.
Thank you, Jesus.
You're welcome.
Jessica Sanchez. Are you alluding that you are Jesus?
I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything.
Is that like an exclusive or something? That was
No, it was just a message from Jesus. Also.
Oh, there we go.
That's. I mean, I was just
It's like Ronnie's like, I am paying attention, jerk.
But all right, let's move on to BB Chaz.
Yes.
And Proud Mary, and well, you know what? What should we start with? Joe Cocker, you are beautiful to me. What is it? You are so beautiful to me.
Oh, thank you.
You are.
You're beautiful.
He's got really nice teeth, folks. He should have like his own Twitter page for his teeth.
You gotta put me on the spot like that. I do have one for my teeth.
Do you really?
No, that'd be weird. For my dog. Though.
Actually, okay, sorry, self-indulgent episode here. Someone told me to start a Twitter page for my teeth.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
That's like
oh my god, that's the nicest thing anybody's ever sent to me before.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But okay. Let's bring it back.
What would you call that though? Because you already have a creative one for yourself.
I know. We'll let you guys tweet about it. Hit us up. No, God, sorry. We're here for Idol.
Please.
Okay. Proud Mary. What'd you think of Tina Turner's classic done by BB Chaz?
I thought, taking on a big monster like Tina Turner is crazy anyways. And they even talked about that, her being 16 and taking on this huge thing. I thought it was awesome. I thought she looked great. She looked very mature. She was very professional. The first time dancing and really, trying the choreography or whatever she was doing on stage. I felt like the dancing, the singing, the stage work, the voice, I felt like she was an entertainer throughout. I loved it. I loved the look. I don't know. I thought Randy was crazy for saying like, for everything that he was saying, how he didn't think that, he didn't really connect, whatever. Yeah. I'm like, man, you're just too old. You're too into Tina Turner. So coming from a younger perspective, I thought she killed it.
Then call me the Crypt Keeper because I'm about to bring the heat here.
Bring it.
I did not like the song choice.
You didn't like it?
It's nothing against her. I just didn't like the song choice for her. I just didn't. Once again, staying in your lane. Right now, we're getting towards the end.
Well, you want ballad after ballad?
By now, if they're not gone now, people aren't going to get tired of them by now. I mean, seriously, we've listened to them now for how many weeks now? I think it's not going to put her in trouble, but I just don't think it was the right song for her. I do agree with Randy actually. So yeah,
must be the old.
Yes, because I'm the Yoda here, yo. That's right. Oh God, I just said yo like Randy.
Yeah. Well, you agree with him and you talk like him.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just felt like you didn't. Did you think the dancing just didn't connect or what? Or did you think because it was too busy?
Here's the thing: the dancing. I rarely look at that, even though because I learned a few weeks ago. Whenever they give them like dancing numbers, it just looks like a beautiful
usually, especially when they have like the three girls, which they did kind of slip up, whatever, when they did their trio. But I don't know, just taking on like those dance moves and singing, because she already can sing flawless and without even thinking about it. She just goes out there, I'll just nail the song, and she does it. But with this one, she she pulled off the dance moves for me. I don't know. I just felt like she was entertaining and just had fun up there. I thought it was really, really good.
Okay, this is awesome because we're very passionate, and I think we both backed it up because I just didn't like the song choice.
I'm not talking to you after.
All right,
this.
dude. It's our bromance is done. It's done. It's over, man. I can't even look at you anymore, man. That's why you have to listen to us on iTunes instead.
We're wearing masks.
Now, but for me now, we focused on one song. Let's move on to the Joe Cocker. Is it Crocker or Cocker? It's Cocker. Joe Cocker song.
Yeah.
You Are So Beautiful to Me, and kudos. I mean, if Ronnie can cue an applause for Jimmy. Jimmy gave the perfect instruction. He got rid of the piano for the song.
And he brought in the 12-string, which I didn't see the 12-string. It was a 6-string guitar that the guy was playing.
There you go. See,
What's up with that?
So
Was there a 12-string in the back or something?
I was just so focused on the fact that there was no piano.
Which made it different. So
No, because it would have made it. It would have like they didn't want it to be loungy. They didn't want and since we do talk about her always doing ballads, and if that rubs people the wrong way, or if people will get tired of it. For me, that song, it was I hated that J-Lo said it because I wanted to say it on the show. It reminded me of "I Will Always Love You" because it was perfect.
I almost thought you said I hate J-Lo, and I was just gonna have to say, wait a minute now, wait a minute, sir.
We're not about
Right
hating. We're not, and actually, I will say this: it's an AfterBuzz exclusive. J-Lo is good looking.
Ooh.
Yeah, I didn't
Really?
know.
You think so?
Yeah, I just noticed that.
That ain't an
tonight.
exclusive. It's the truth.
Yeah.
It's the truth.
AfterBuzz extrudes.
I just wanted to get under Ronnie's skin, man. So he can
I'm good.
He
Yeah,
can
she-
mute me or something.
She did look gorgeous again.
Yes, but
Man.
he just muted me. He just muted me. He freaking just muted me, man. I love you, Ronnie. That's awesome. But that was one of my favorite songs of this season. Just for some reason, the little.
Did you get
things-
goosebumps?
I got let's see. I always write if I got goosebumps. No, I didn't write goosebumps.
See,
but
that's the thing for me. Like, I felt like the performance was flawless. Like, she sang it beautifully, and with like the cool falsetto stuff that she was doing, and I don't know. Like for this, I hate it because before we talked about it, with what's her name that was on
Paula
the show?
Abdul.
No, that was on the show last week.
at least test on.
No, on our show.
Elizabeth de Razo.
Elizabeth
Yeah,
Razo.
yeah. She was talking about that she doesn't connect, whatever. But I thought the song was beautiful, pure, and everything. I wanted to be like wrapped up in emotion with it, and I wasn't. But Randy said it perfectly when he said she is a pro, just how she can sing and just effortless. And I don't know. I thought it was very beautiful. So you liked the song? I mean, I thought it was cool.
Don't help me out, man. No, you gave me that look like I'm helping you out, JC. Thank you.
I know. I'm saying like I was mad. I was like, no, she was right last week. But,
Okay, I will agree with you guys that before she went on the song, when they did the trio, they asked all three girls, like Ryan was asking them, just like to impersonate each other. And Skylar and Holly, they were cutting loose. They were talking about bananas and all this. And then when he talked to Jessica was like, yes, Ryan.
Yeah.
I liked it. And I saw her,
Ryan.
yeah, she was on. And that did rub me a little bit wrong. And it was maybe because just listening to what you guys had to say. And you're right. She just like kind of turned it on. But I can't take anything away from her from this
Right, I agree,
performance.
yeah.
It was even the sweetness, the delicateness, and what they said. And I wanted to talk to you about that. Talk to me about vibrato at the end, how she holds those notes, those straight notes.
Yeah.
And then at the end, she can still
still
flutter.
give it. Yeah.
Is that hard to do? I
Like,
would not know how
that's
to
one
do.
thing that I need to work on is vibrato, just because I mean with her it is definitely something you can work on and make better, but a lot of people, like I think her and Joshua and stuff, like they just have that anyways, and it is easier to do it on falsetto notes, and the higher notes is easier to get vibrato, or on the really low notes it's easier to, but in the middle range, but some
Can you
people
can you do a
Not as-
vibrato in the middle
not-
range?
well, yeah, anybody, yeah, you can.
Really? I'm gonna.
Christina Sayers that was on a couple weeks ago, she can just vibrato
Really?
But the only thing is, like, some people that can do vibrato very well, they'll overuse it.
Yeah.
And like try to when they're not on pitch correctly, they'll use a lot of vibrato to make it seem like they are. They'll kind of hide that they're off pitch.
That is
It's like-
some knowledge right there.
Yeah.
No,
But
for sure.
you know what? One thing that I was thinking about, if Jessica embraced the younger fan base, I think that she could she would absolutely win this competition. Like I know with her, you know, her personality and stuff, like she's cute and fun, whatever. But when she was with the trio, it kind of seemed like she was on. But I think if from day one or from day now, if she came out like, you know, I just want to do this for like the younger girls, like representing the younger girls, if she made the younger girl vote feel like they were part of her project about pushing her and like oh, that's you know, Jessica is like standing up for us, like that's our person, you know. If she was like, you know, tonight, you know, I just want to represent for the younger girls, you know, being the youngest girl in the competition.
What could she sing? Do you think? Is there a song like I was?
Well, I'm not even
to...
saying sing it. I'm saying say that.
Okay.
I think that would help her out so much, and I think that's why she was in danger before. And you know, like the young girls voting for the dudes, like even on like The Voice, when there was 4 different times where it all in the same week. There's 4 different votes, and the audience had to vote and save one person from each team, right? And there's 2 girls and 1 guy in each one. Each time the guy was saved. So I think the younger girl vote, which it's like the 14 to 24-year-old girls are the ones that buy the albums. They're also the ones that are going to be voting. That's the fan base. That's what you have to tackle. You have to make them feel like they're a part of you. So I think if Jessica would say that, or just, you know, like, which I think she embraces that she's a young girl on the show, and she just doesn't talk about that kind of stuff. I think that would really help her.
I think she has tried that this week. I noticed her try, but it still came off robotic. I think there was like,
well, but I'm saying like actually say that.
Say that.
Like
okay.
I'm you know, I just want to represent for the young girls out there. You know, just like that girl power. I think she needs that, because otherwise I don't think she can win this. Just because the personality factor. Skylar just outshines her.
Right.
And now that Holly's singing almost as good, if not better, you know what I mean? So.
Well, do you want to move, because we're talking about the girls so much, do you want to move on, like skip real quick and go to like the trio and the duet?
Let's talk about those, yeah.
Yeah, because I always ask you to start. Let me talk about the trio real quick.
Yes, do it, please.
Thank you. No, it's... I like the trio better than the duet. I will say, I thought the duet was a train wreck.
I wouldn't say train wreck. I thought it was awkward, but it was funny. Like it was more like a joke. It seemed like.
Yeah, it was charming, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
That's the nicest word I could think about it.
If they were just out there like a boy band working the crowd, then that might have been better.
Yeah, because they weren't looking at each other and like, you know.
Well, then if they worked, I mean, I understand that they didn't want to be like making eye contact while they're singing those words, but.
Could that be the detracting point of youth? Because, as you know, guys just get more comfortable and like girls get more comfortable in their skin, and they're 20 and 22. So, you know, hey, I'm not going to look at him. No, I'm going to look at him, you know. And towards the end, they kind of played.
Yeah, and then Philip kind of put his arm around him, and Josh was like, no, man. You know, so I thought that was funny. But just the fact that they started off talking about how they didn't want to do this, and they were joking then.
Yeah.
And then they just kind of made it awkward. So it's kind of like a funny point in the show.
Yeah, you know, good thing it doesn't.
Relief.
Yeah, good thing it doesn't count. By now,
exactly.
It doesn't count towards anything. And what about I didn't even like the melody. I didn't even like them singing together. I didn't like the harmony.
It seemed like it had to be in a lower key so that Philip could sing it. And then I felt like that meant that Joshua had to sing real low, which didn't work in his favor completely. But he kind of went off at the end and made it cool. He sounded good or whatever. So
we'll see. So who has an easier time adapting? Would it be
Joshua?
Okay,
100%.
Yeah, that's a little.
But I think it's just because he has more experience singing with people. It seems like he's more well trained.
Yeah, limited range. Phillips has a more limited range. He's great at what he does.
Yeah.
And Joshua,
the singer-songwriter versus the range thing.
Yeah.
But the cool thing I thought about like the girls was to see all 3 girls who all have huge ranges, and just you got to see their personalities, whatever, before, but it kind of gave us an opportunity to compare, like, okay, who's the one, you know what I mean? So I felt like it was good. They kind of messed up the dance move at the very beginning, like, Skylar and Holly messed it up because Jessica was on her own with the spin, and the other 2 girls kind of. It was crazy, but we always ask. It always happens. Yeah,
a little of that going on. You think?
I think a tiny bit. They're trying to act like they're just having fun, whatever. So, they said they worked very hard on it. It was a lot. It was a billion times better than the duo. But
what if they would have? They said they've done a trio earlier this season.
Yeah,
I don't remember that with those 3.
Yeah,
but Because I was thinking, well, what if they would have done this trio like 2-3 weeks ago with Holly? Because I saw a different Holly there. Holly, you know, like usually, you know, Jessica's kind of the diva, and Skylar's the Spitfire, and there's Holly, little old me. And this time, she came out and she was charging it. She was charging the
she
stage.
already did 2 songs that they said were awesome for both. That was 2 for 2. So she just, it didn't matter what she was doing. She's about to just be like, whoa, I mean, this
That
is
was
me.
good. That was awesome.
Yeah.
And, you know, so it's evening out. Thankfully, I mean, aside from all this conspiracy theorists say, oh, it's Philip Phillips to lose, but it's just neat to see that it's, oh God, I'm quoting like a Randy thing. It's anyone's game, you know?
It is.
But speaking of someone who's stayed in, he started as a church boy. We thought he was too gospel-y, and he's grown and he's shown so many things. Joshua Ledette.
Yes.
What'd you think?
I felt like, all right, he came out and did Ain't Too Proud to Beg, you know, a Motown hit from the Temptations, dressed very swaggly, and
Did you like it?
looked just like Randy. But yeah, I felt like it was cool, and you know, with the big band, him dancing, whatever, and getting down with it, or whatever. But I definitely like the second song better. It was the first one was like, okay, yeah, we know you can do that. That's awesome. That's cool. That was whatever. But let's go on the second song after this. Would you like the first song or?
Yeah, I usually like to go to the second after the first two.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm just trying to go after, you know, what you usually do.
Yeah, I actually agree with you on the first song.
It's cool, you know.
He's been in a zone the last few weeks. I think he's been knocking just about everything out of the park. He gets too many standing O's, I will say that, and luckily he only got one tonight.
Yeah.
But
it seems like they're kind of pushing him now that Elisa's gone. It's time to push somebody else, and it seems like the show might be pushing Joshua, which is well deserved.
yes, but I don't know if he'll sing. I'm wondering who he's gonna, you know, what kind of album he's gonna put out. I mean, he is evolving, but.
Well, they were talking about the R&B stuff, which is R&B's coming back anyways. It's about that time.
You think? Okay, you think he's the man to save R&B?
I'm not saying
cover
that.
of Billboard.
I'm not saying that.
Saves R&B.
But I don't know. I felt like, you know, he definitely has a power voice, and
He's a fantastic singer. I was underwhelmed by the song. Once again, I thought it ain't too proud to beg. I thought the song,
it's hard to, you know.
and it's hard to speak badly about a timeless song like that, you know. But I think Joshua is bigger than the song itself.
Right. Yeah, I think so too.
And at the end of the song, I think I said it while we were in the studio, while we were watching. It makes me laugh whenever Joshua sings. Sometimes, if you've seen that old Eddie Murphy Coming to America movie, when he's dressed as the singer and he always goes, "Sexual chocolate."
Right. Yeah.
And I think that Josh is going to say
Every
that
time,
at the end. I always think he's going to do that,
Yeah.
but luckily he doesn't. But
I think this was
that does not sound like a good song choice. Just, I mean, I didn't see the performance, but it's a great song, like you say, but not for American Idol, not to show off you. I don't know.
It was 60s night, so they had to do something in the 60s, but
well, he could have done
and
something.
this is a very rhythmic guy?
Oh yeah, he's.
Then he should have definitely went to like the Harold Melvin and Blue Notes kind of deal. Like that's where I would have went. Commodore Zoom is an amazing song. Like
was that 60s though? Commodores.
well, Commodores, yeah, you're right. I'm good. But just something. There's just other. That song seems a little too fun, too fast. I don't know.
Which it seemed like everybody in this that did a 60s song. Well, everybody did do a 60s song, but it was like a fast, you know, upbeat big band song, and I don't know. He worked it out. I felt like it was really good.
And here's going to be a funny thing. I guarantee tomorrow Jimmy's going to say, "Joshua, love Joshua. Great kid. He's got so much talent. He could win the whole thing, but wrong song choice." And
That was actually really good, man.
Thanks.
You even practiced that?
No, that's the first time I've ever done that.
That was really good.
That was weird. I was kind of like
like
Holly.
him?
I was kind of like Holly. I'm surprised that came out of my mouth. No, but here's the thing with Josh saying song choice. I mean, Jimmy blaming song choice. He picks the song.
Yeah. Or he has a big influence on it.
Yeah, tonight it was Steven Van Zandt from from Bruce Springsteen and Sopranos,
Which was really cool to see them interact. It was
Awesome.
like, him just giving Jimmy a hard time. So
they were going at it all night. It was probably for me it was probably the most fun mentor partnership I've seen all season. So definitely would love to see him back. Maybe have Steve Van Zandt. He's a musician. He's been on the Sopranos. Here's some casting here. Maybe make him the mentor and move. I really want Jimmy as a judge.
You want him on there.
I want him on
put him
there.
on the panel.
Yeah, but and before we forget, To Love Somebody, the Bee Gees song, was great. I loved it.
It was good, and then it was great, and then it was like, what? How can you even sing that? Like, they put the song in front of you. You can say, okay, this is gonna have some crazy vocals, and it doesn't even take any time, and he just comes out there and just kills it. It's ridiculous. Just every single thing doesn't hesitate, doesn't do anything. Just all he does is sing ridiculous notes. It's just
no.
the
One
dude is
thing
gifted.
in that first verse, he had this growl that I had never heard him sing. I'd never seen him do, and it was a growl that you hear from like the old school, like the old like R&B artists from like the '60s. My dad would make me listen to these old school guys, and he had this like not a James Brown type of growl, but it was, and he just put it in there for a second, and I was like, man,
It's like he's in his element. After last week, that great performance.
oh, that Indie Irie song. Who Indie Irie actually, she tweeted him. And she was tweeting while she was listening to the song. Say, I think Ryan mentioned that, and he's like, she's oh my god, and she said, call me.
Yeah, oh yeah. I was seeing that on the
she was
last week.
So he's got another little sweetheart fan. So Josh was awesome.
Just
and
ridiculous. So gifted. So
Yeah.
gifted.
And-
But is it enough?
That is a good question that maybe we'll answer right after the break. We're going to take a quick commercial, come back with news, notes, possibly a special segment, and of course, predictions.
AfterBuzz TV.
Hi, I was once like you, a lazy, angry loner whose only joy was watching TV and surfing the net. And like you, after I'd see one of my favorite TV shows, I'd be so excited and have so many questions that I'd actually have to talk to my douchebag coworkers about it at the water cooler. Then I discovered AfterBuzzTV.com. AfterBuzz TV produces after-show webcasts and podcasts for TV series of all kinds, like post-game wrap-up shows for all your favorite TV shows. AfterBuzz TV hosts are industry insiders who break down episodes of shows, take calls from fans, and interview cast and crew from each series, with over 60 different after-shows, from Boardwalk Empire to American Idol to Vampire Diaries to Real Housewives, and more. Now, after a night of TV, I can ignore my stupid coworkers, who I hate, and go straight to my desk and watch or listen to all my favorite AfterBuzz TV after shows, and have all the TV fan interaction I need. Thank you, AfterBuzz TV.
AfterBuzz TV. What do you want to buzz about?
All right, guys, we are back. And in the past, we tend to do like the Zaba search, and we measure our online presence, and that usually is a good dictator of who is going to stay or go. Well, we're changing it. We're going back to the old school. This has been around for years. It's the Dial Idol. And right now, I'm giving you an up-to-minute update of who can go home and who can stay.
Can't get this anywhere else.
Mark doesn't even know. You don't know what's going on right now. This is how America's voting. And the way they do it is by measuring the busy signals. So the more busy signals a certain contestant gets, usually means they're getting the higher amount of votes. And checking in the top 5 here. And they don't have it in a particular order because it's so close. But it can tell you there's only one person they're sure of for this week. And it's their top spot. And I'll tell you right now. Let's go with possibly finishing between 2nd and 5th, Philip Phillips. He's at the bottom right now. And this is up to the minute. This is up to the second. Jessica Sanchez. She can place anywhere between 1st and 5th, but she's right now 4th if we were looking at it by the math. And my phone just tripped out. Okay. I'm doing this on my phone. All right. Now, 3rd, we have Joshua Ledette, who can finish anywhere between 1st and 5th. But right now they have him at about 3rd. And then coming in at 2nd, Holly. Wow. Holly's coming in at 2nd. So
Wow.
she's really bumped up. But who's 1st? And I'm eating a whole lot of crow. Skylar.
Wow.
They have Skylar finishing no lower than 4th. So she's guaranteed not to leave.
Wow.
So she's in. So that's like an exclusive. Basically, she will not leave tomorrow, according to Dial Idol, because we're the West Coast feed.
Right.
So yeah, she's
Oh,
in.
right. Yeah. So wow.
According to Dial Idol, now that doesn't take into account like your Twitter votes and people texting, but most of the votes do come, I guess through phone lines. So there's your up to minute.
Very interesting because
Dial
they
Idol.
were correct about
Colton.
Colton.
Hey, it's been so long, man. It's a late night. No, Colton and also Jessica. They predicted it over Zappa
Right.
Search. So definitely check out Dial Idol, guys, if you want to find out up to date. And if you feel like your artist isn't doing as well as you think they should, start calling.
Yeah.
Definitely. So let's move on. I guess you can even say that was news, but let's move on to some real news and notes.
AfterBuzz TV News.
Okay, pardon my language, but Dave Matthews wants to kick Philip Phillips' ass.
What?
Yeah.
Because he's trying to steal his. He's like the young version of me.
Pretty much. No, according to Meg Miller, she Dave was approached at a movie premiere, and he asked him if he watched Idol, and he said, "No, I kind of keep my head in the sand, but I've heard about this
Right.
guy." And
Just like Phillips would do if he was Dave Matthews.
yeah, there we go. Exactly. See, doppelganger. But they asked him, and he said, "You know what? I'm actually flattered, and more power to him." But then they were kind of joking around, and Dave said, "Well, I don't feel threatened, but you know what? He should actually kick my ass, so maybe I could retire, and then he can take over the band for me."
Interesting.
So
Oh,
it's
that's
it's
cool,
all
yeah.
tongue in cheek, it's cute, but it's a lot of Philip Phillips news this week, guys. I didn't pick it that way; it just popped up.
Who has a girlfriend? So ladies, don't get it.
Well, that's
don't
true.
get any ideas.
Yeah, because he's driving women crazy.
Yeah.
Judd Apatow, director of 40-Year-Old Virgin and the 5-Year Engagement, actually called into Ryan Seacrest this week. He called into Ryan's show saying that his daughter, of course, is a big One Direction fan and that his wife is a super fan of a certain Idol contestant. And Ryan's like, "Oh, yeah, really, who?" And he's like, "Philip Phillips."
Of course.
And then Ryan's like, "I empathize with you, brother. I have to hear this at the house as well." Because Julianne Hough is in love with him. And Judd's wife is Leslie Mann, who's, she's in
Right.
movies as well. So everyone, the list of Hollywood lovelies for this man to bed
yeah. So
grows longer. But
So do you think? Okay, so here's like the whole Chris Allen thing from way back when Chris Allen won the whole competition, when he brought his wife and they showed her and she was part of him always they show her in the audience, and Simon had said like that's stupid, that's gonna hurt you, that's gonna hurt you, that's gonna hurt you, and he won. So is this gonna hurt him at all?
you think
Showing his girlfriend?
But here's the thing. But wasn't Chris Allen just a little more sweet about it? Because Philip Phillips right now,
He kind of was like, oh yep.
yeah, they panned her and they left, and I'm like, ooh. And I looked at Mark and I was like, I wonder how long that's gonna last.
Yeah.
I hope the best for him, but just
Right, yeah.
Chris Allen was.
But he's kind of weird. I mean, Philip Phillips is kind of weird about it too. He probably just gonna put his head in the sand with it.
He's got a. Oh, nice. He does have cookies.
Bingo.
Cookies. Mark, you are firing tonight. I love it.
All cylinders.
But not now. All this, since I imagine you guys are all super fans of also all the singing competition shows out there as well. We'll have a little bit of news outside of Idol. We also have X Factor news. If you guys follow the show, it seems like they might have found a new host, and that host is Gwen Stefani. Yeah,
Interesting.
they're buzzing. They're really close to closing out a deal for.
I know they were still talking to Britney, and they even brought up like Miley Cyrus.
No, but those are judges.
Oh.
They want Gwen to be the host.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I'm like, ooh, I don't know how that's gonna work out there.
I mean, I love Gwen Stefani. She's,
She said she could never really be a judge, but I think she'd be a great judge.
I think she would fit it perfectly.
But maybe they'll contemporize it with her being the host. It's gonna be hip.
Instead of the dude's not doing it anymore.
Yes, Steve Jones. Yes, they let him go.
They let him go.
Shortly after the season. I think the show they had wrapped up maybe 30 seconds after the season finale, and he was already fired. Yeah,
The way it was going, it was as if they wrapped him during the season. I mean, it was a rough ending.
It was pretty bad. Yeah, Ronnie and I did the show, and we just would always I would defend him, but he was gone.
Yeah.
He's with Entertainment Tonight now. Anyway, but before we get off track too much, they're offering her $7 million to host the X Factor. Nice payday for the Gwen Stefani. But finishing up with
No doubt it is.
Yes.
No doubt.
God, you are. Wow, we better
I'll
finish
be
this
here
up
all
before we
night.
get the
All right,
hook.
5 minutes.
And the last one now, another new singing show called Duets. I don't know if they may already be in trouble, but they already had a casting change. I don't know if you've heard of this show. Actually, Elizabeth, she's actually at the taping of it tonight.
Right, yes.
So it's a show. The premise is you get to sing with your favorite artists like Kelly Clarkson, Lionel Richie, the girl
Sugarland,
from Sugarland, and Robin Thicke. Who's snoring? Really? Okay, I'll wrap it up. Okay, Lionel.
No, I mean, it was an exciting duet story. It was exciting. This is really exciting.
No, thank you for that.
It was so exciting.
Okay, no,
I'm excited.
See, okay, well, you better get excited because they're going to contemporize it because Lionel Richie is gone. They got rid of Lionel Richie.
They're bringing in J-Lo?
Nope. Sorry, Ronnie. They're not bringing in J-Lo, but they're bringing on someone pretty bad himself. They're bringing in John Legend. Oh yeah, so that show's gonna have a lot of swag. It's hosted by Caduceus.
He's such an ordinary guy. Like,
He is.
Oh,
he's just an
Mike,
ordinary
You took the
person.
words out of my mouth.
What is this? This is like bad comedy night over at AfterBuzz. Usually I'm the one with the lame one-liners, but you guys are awesome.
I didn't say my comedy was bad.
No, he was
You
actually
said
being
that.
honest.
Okay. Wow. I'll just get it everywhere. All right, but that does it for our news and notes, guys. But definitely send us your pieces, whatever you think, that should be on the show, and we'll bring it up maybe next week. And now it's time for
Da-da-da.
predictions.
Okay.
Ronnie's like, you did it too quickly. Okay, now coming up to the most important part of our show, the scary part, the part that makes you quake in your pants and you don't know what to do. It's time for predictions.
There you go.
And now,
perfect.
your AfterBuzz TV
Perfect.
predictions.
All right, what are we predicting?
All right.
Who's out piece?
No,
Bottom threes?
We always
Who's
start
gonna
with,
win?
We always start with the positive, right?
Right.
Who's your favorite tonight?
Man, I don't know. Who's your favorite?
Oh, really? But I'm going with, it's an homage to her, and I'm going to butcher it. The Power of Love. Holly.
Oh, yeah, really. All right.
Holly was my favorite tonight.
Okay, she was my second favorite. I'm going with Skylar. I'm going with Skylar, then Holly, and then Joshua.
As your favorite. Okay, so who's going home?
Who's going home?
Who's going home? Who's your bottom?
The bottom three is gonna. He doesn't deserve to be there. Joshua. I hope he doesn't go home. Philip, and Jessica.
Ooh. Okay. My bottom three are Joshua, Philip, and your Skylar.
Oh.
And who's going home? Guys, if Mark and I aren't here next week, it's because we got in a big fight.
Yeah.
Skylar's going home. I'm predicting an upset. I'm sorry.
You just told me that Skylar was the idol.
Bottom three.
Yeah, but she said.
That America wants her, yes.
Yeah, but you don't.
I don't.
I think Josh was going home just because even though he doesn't deserve to.
All right, well, all right. This comes that time now. If you guys are watching us on AfterBuzzTV.com live, just make sure to stick around because Revenge is coming up. It's going to get saucy and juicy, I hear. Doesn't it every week? But Mark, where can they find you?
Oh, that's a good question. Find me on Twitter, Mark E. Allen, ALAN. How about you, my man?
You can find me at The Everyday Man. Hey, Ron, where can they find you? Besides the booth.
At Ronnie Jr. Media.
It's exciting. It's an exciting one. Or find us all on AfterBuzz TV.
Word.
.com. See you next week.
Good night.
Goodbye.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.